me, Lisa, and today I'm coming at you with another book review. The book review in question is of the book Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I have read Babel before and I had filmed a review and that didn't go anywhere. It was completely blurred, my face was a mess, it was a total mess, so I decided not to post it after I edited it. So just to say it, for me Babel was a really good book. It really gripped me, but it was a hard read because it reflected on the colonization of Chinese people and taking the labor of Chinese people in translation and trying to translate their language into English and any language into English and exploiting other languages to make everything English. So how English people exploited the knowledge of other countries and other people for their own good. And it had a really heartbreaking ending and really it was hard to read, but I didn't love the main character. The same can be said of Yellowface. I didn't love the main character, but I loved that she was an author, a writer. Being a writer is something that I wish to be. I want to be a writer in the future. I am, well, not writing consistently, but my aim is to build a platform and then become potentially an indie author or an author. And she reflects on all of the struggles of being a writer, and that is so impactful. It's written in magnificent words, and I thought that through the various critiques of the other people, like the critics, the blogs, Twitter, it was really impactful and I really loved it. I also loved that she goes through a social media, sorry for the word, shitstorm, and that is so haunting, so difficult, but also I didn't like how much she gets affected by that. And the whole premise of the book is that she sees one of her co-author friends die and she takes her manuscript and uses it, repurposing it and rewriting it to publish a book that she calls only her own. The person that she takes the manuscript from is Chinese, and she is of Chinese descent, but she's never been in China, doesn't know Mandarin, and there is this whole discussion of why that is incorrect and why she gets haunted by the fact that she steals this manuscript and repurposed it, and she gets haunted by the ghost of this other writer. And it's a whole mess of a story, but I really liked it because it really highlights the pressure of being an author in general, so that aspect I really loved. I didn't really love the racial aspect of it all because I found that it was well done, but I found that in Babel it was done in a better and more impactful way, because taking someone else's manuscript, whoever you take a manuscript from, is wrong. Being it a black person, like Asian person, a European person, anyone you take a manuscript or a work from deliberately and repurpose it is copyright. It's wrong. So I didn't think that it was as impactful to have the Yellowface pressed on this issue, because that is for me a very circumstantial thing that doesn't really get any different for any race that you can put into it. So I really thought that in Babel you had a very specific way of going about making Asian people feel less and making them feel that they must be grateful to English people, whereas here it's a bit more circumstantial. I liked it less. I really loved the writing, but I've seen critiques saying that she basically fuels all of her ideas about Yellowface and about the fact that the author herself is not Asian, she's white, but she has Asian features, and so she gets bullied because she writes about Asian issues. And that as well is a thing that people criticize, but I didn't mind, because in my mind it wasn't a bad thing. For me, it was good that she was able to talk about her own struggles within the industry, so I personally liked it a lot. And overall, I have to say that I do recommend the book for that reason, but another aspect of it that I didn't like was the ending, because the ending was not clear. It was so random, so thrown out there. If you know me, you know I hate open endings. That was a complete open ending because there is no resolution of anything. No one is punished, no one, because everyone does something bad and no one is punished within the story at all. And even though there is the fear of not being able to keep up to the industry and being able to sell more books, I found it so circumstantial. Also because I find that there are so many authors that write and are straight up average. And in that book it's so heightened the fact that this writer wants to make an impact. She wants to be someone. She wants to sell books. She wants to sell copies. And I'm like, yeah, fine. That's great and anyone wants it. But how many writers that are so mediocre, so bad, any one of us can remember a book that we have read and that we said, that was shit, and yet it's so famous, it's so incredibly popular. Why is it popular? We don't understand, but for some reason it is, and for us they are average people, and so many authors are. So I found that to be very extreme and I didn't love it. And also I didn't like that when the author gets some popularity thanks to the manuscript that she gets from her Chinese friends, she is completely out of it and she starts treating anyone else that hasn't made it like crap, which is what she complained other people were doing to her before. So completely taking out the fact that she could have been different, so she's no different, it's all bad. I didn't like it at all. So overall I would say that this book was a hit and miss one. I gave it 4 stars because of the problems that I saw in it. Overall I think that it's a hard book to read, like any book that R.F. Kuang wrote. So I think it's a good one to read, but I feel that out of R.F. Kuang's book, if you have to read one, Babel is a more poignant one, a more relevant one. But if you are a writer, read this one because you will love it. You will totally love it.
I have also written a blog post on this review, so if you like this review, please go check it out at the link in the description down below and give a like to the blog post.
And so I hope that you enjoyed this review, that if you decide to read the book, you will write it down in the comments below, thumb up the video, subscribe to the channel, and I really hope to see you all in the next one. Bye guys!